Every move you make daily is seen, but imagine if the person watching you was only watching you to potentially harass and harm you. Every day, a new person becomes a victim to stalking, and the effects can be lifelong. Today, I hope to persuade you to support Bill HB 2441 to redefine what stalking is and increase the penalties. Too many stalking criminals get away with stalking each day because the law system needs to have stricter penalties for those who decide to stalk an innocent member of society. Anyone at any time could catch the eye of a stalker and become the victim of this cruel crime, including you. What's even scarier, the potential stalker could be someone you know very well. As a society, we need to improve and provide stricter penalties for stalkers. First, I will tell you the definition of stalking and how it can affect someone. And then lastly, I will explain that Bill HB 2441 is proposing to redefine stalking and improve penalties. In order to better handle stalking, you need to know the proper definition of it and how it can affect someone. Stalking consists of receiving constant, unwanted attention and/or unwanted gifts. In an unknown year, the United States Department of Justice reported that stalking can occur by receiving unwanted phone calls, gifts, through online harassment, and in worst cases, threats or actual harm. Stalking does not just create a present problem for a victim, but can also create an impact on someone that can last a lifetime. In 2011, Stalking Risk Profile stated that stalking can affect the mental and physical health of a victim. The effects on mental health can range anywhere from the simple feeling of fear and confusion to causing depression and suicide. Physical health is affected when victims start to feel fatigued or experience actual harm from their stalker. Stalking can also begin to destroy a victim's social, work, and school life. When a victim starts to feel helpless and like they can't hide anywhere, they begin to isolate themselves in hopes that stalking will end. Now I would like to prove to you why you should support Bill HB 2441 to enforce stricter stalking penalties. Bill HB 2441 is proposing to redefine stalking and improve penalties for stalkers. HB 2441 is proposing to define stalking more in depth, such as what acts need to happen to determine you have a stalker. In most states, you're required to document a certain number of stalking encounters before they can actually build a case or do anything about the person stalking you. Sometimes waiting on the right number of events leads to another victim laying 6 feet under. HB 2441 wants to prevent the increase in number of victims that either don't report their stalkers because they feel that nothing will be done, or the ones that don't get the help they need before it's too late. Democrat Wade Roosevelt stated in 2014 that HB 2441 not only defines stalking as affecting one person, but recognizes the harm it can cause their immediate family. When someone becomes victimized, they often believe moving will help, therefore now their immediate families are becoming victims. HB 2441 is trying to enact stricter guidelines so that an increase in punishment such as jail time and restraining orders will be seen across the country. This bill will also assist victims in receiving emergency temporary protective orders instead of having to document a certain number of events before they can ask for a restraining order. With this bill being passed and put into action, we can help drop the amount of victims who never receive the help they need to put an end to their stalker. This bill can create a new beginning for anyone who has ever been affected by a stalker. Imagine the amount of fear that will leave them when they realize something is being done to prevent them from staying or ever becoming a victim again. The lives that can be changed and protected is beyond a doubt enough reasoning to support the enactment of stricter stalking laws. In 2012, violence against women reported that 6.6 million are stalked in 1 year in the United States alone. Here I have a bar graph of the percentage of people stalked over the amount of time they were stalked for. About 48% reported being stalked for 6 months or less, and then at least under 10% reported that they'd been stalked for at least 5 years or more, or didn't even know how long someone had been watching them. The HB 2441 can assist with decreasing that number. The problem right now is that stalking appears to be the easy crime to get away with. The punishment for stalking isn't the same as the punishment for second-degree murder. There isn't enough fear implemented into the people who ever consider stalking someone. In 2008, womenslaw.org made a list of safety tips for those who believe they are being stalked to help ensure safety until the law gets involved. A few things you can do is change your number, alert others around you what is going on, and in some drastic times, move. Some victims have even reported trying to change their physical appearance in hopes that a stalker will no longer be attracted to them. However, most importantly, never do anything to anger a stalker without having the law enforcement already behind you. Angering can increase the stalking encounters and increases the likelihood of them harming you. With HB 2441 being in place, having the help of law enforcement shouldn't take too long to receive. Now that you have been informed about stalking and have heard my proposal, I hope you take into serious consideration siding with Bill HB 2441. This isn't just another proposal to push aside. There is a dire need for support to help those who are too scared to ask, or for those who have spoken and are defenseless. Stalking is something that needs to be known and have stricter penalties being enforced. As a member of society where you can potentially become a victim to stalking, wouldn't you want stricter guidelines and penalties in place to protect you? I advise you to not just sit on the back row, but join the movement that can provide better protection for your fellow peers. Take action, and if you want to see change, be the person who starts it. Thank you.
Really good.